Hi, Libra. This is Angel Aura. I always want to say Angel Aura Aquarius. That doesn't make sense. This is Angel Aura Divination, and I'm here to give the sign of Libra their mid-June 2021 love reading to answer the question, how do they feel about you? This is really about how people might see you when it comes to love. So moving forward, I might not title this reading before I actually do them, because I've been saying how do they feel about you in the beginning of all the readings, and then it's really about how you look and also what you can do to have more love in your life. So let's get into your reading, Libra. I'm using the Universal Tarot, and I'm also going to be pulling Elder Firthark runes to talk about advice. It's going to be a channel message from the runes, and it's going to be a tarot reading, like an actual, I'm not really doing a lot of channeling from the tarot for the reading, but let's get into it anyway, Libra. Come on. I want to keep these readings kind of short, so it's only going to be about 10 minutes, maybe 15, probably not. Okay, Libra, you are in your energy. We have the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands. You are kind of running away from the endings or the failed relationships that you've had in the past. I get with the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands together. It's kind of like you're making a lot of decisions and you're moving very quickly to get away from endings that have happened for you. Possibly even betrayals or situations where you felt like things were not working out and you don't want to overthink about them anymore. You don't want to worry about them. You don't want to mourn from them, but you're also stopping yourself from healing, Libra. That's how you look to others. You look like you're not healing. You look like you're just trying to get away from your problems, like you're running away from your problems. And that's fine, because you can do that. You have the right to do that. But I think that a little bit more analysis might be necessary for that energy. Let's talk about how you might look to others right now, Libra. Come on, in the relationship to love. And this can be about romantic love. It's really supposed to be about romantic love overall. We have death. You are very scorpionic in this energy. You are looking like endings have happened for you, possibly sudden endings where you were in deep committed relationships and then they ended abruptly for whatever reason. You know, there might be a lot of different reasons that you've had this happen to you. It seems kind of like it's a series of relationships, but I don't really want to get too deep into that energy. We have you could also be dealing with a Scorpio. We have the Tower and we have the Four of Wands. This could be situations where you were living with people in the past, or possibly even you were moving towards having a more abundant relationship with people, with different individuals of the past. But this could also be the energy you're in right now, where you're kind of like moving quickly towards a new beginning, possibly with your. I'm also seeing with death, because death could be a representation of a new beginning, because death is a new beginning, especially in the spiritual sense. And the Eight of Wands would be an indication of you moving very quickly. The Ten of Swords could also just be an indication of you overall, because Ten of Swords is kind of Libra energy, or Aquarius possibly as well. And you're kind of moving towards new beginnings quickly, because you don't want to see them fall apart, possibly even like the relationships that you've had in the past. And so you're moving towards kind of having these, beneficial home environment situations, especially because that might even be something that you're kind of looking for whatever reason. And the Tower is kind of an indication that this is kind of karmic. You're building karmic empires. It's not good or bad. Karma is karma. But it's kind of like, are you basically karma, when we talk about karma in the spiritual sense though, especially in relation to relationships, it's kind of like, are you developing this relationship for the right reasons? You know, are you doing this with this person where you want to have this living situation with this person, or you want to develop this marriage, because the Four of Wands can be about marriage, or this, twin flame soulmate relationship too, where it's kind of like we're destined to be together, stuff like that, because you are in love with this person, or are you developing it because you want stability? Because that's the question that's posed with the Four of Wands specifically. The Four of Wands is talking about a stable in a home environment, or possibly a stable work environment, or just possibly a stable environment overall. It's the four walls and a roof energy, where you're just looking for somewhere safe to live, basically. And you might have even experienced times where you were not feeling safe in your own home, with the Tower here as well, and death being an indication that you've gone through a lot of changes in where you've lived. Okay, let's get some more cards out, because what it seems to be, and this is a very chaotic energy, because it's kind of like, oh my god, okay, so it's kind of like it's that chicken running around with its head cut off energy. So it's kind of like you're running around looking for solace and you're looking for healing, but the thing about the chicken with its head cut off is that it's going to die. And it's kind of like you're basically like there's nothing that you can do to really get away from your own problems. And that's the message that they're giving to me with this energy. It's kind of like your head's already cut off, buddy. You're already like the body's going to die, the head's already dead. Like there's nothing that you can do about the problems that have happened to you in the past. And you can either accept them and let it go, or you can run around in your chicken body for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Okay. And so that's an indication. I have the Ace of Cups coming out for you. Let's get some more cards out for Libra. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Eight of Swords. You are having a new beginning when it comes to your relationships overall. This could be an indication of a very passionate and also a very emotionally connected relationship coming into your life. But this can also be a representation of a very sexual relationship where the feminine has something to offer and the masculine has something to offer as well. Because you can see that literally as, like, you know, the wand and the cup. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I have the Eight of Swords here. Oop, it came out reverse. I have the Eight of Swords here. It's kind of basically saying that you are a little bit mentally imprisoned in that energy, where it's kind of like you might even be exacerbating the, what is it, the gender norms of relationships, especially if you are in a heterosexual or a hetero-romantic relationship. You are kind of exacerbating those kind of ideals, even possibly subconsciously, I'm getting the impression with here. The next two cards that we have out for you, and these are the last two cards that I'm pulling for this reading. We have the Four of Swords and we have the Eight of Cups. You know, ultimately, you are trying to heal from these relationships that you've been in, and you've been trying to heal from these situations, but you're still in the process of healing. And this is still part of your journey. This is still, especially in the karmic sense. You're still going through the effects of karma of the choices that you've made in relationships, and possibly even the people that you've dealt with. You're still trying to heal from those negative relationships. There's still a big energy of give and take with you and others right now. I'm also seeing the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. You do have 888 around you right now. You may also have 111 with the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the 10 of Swords being a 1 as well. 888 is all about expansion, but also possibly about limitations. You might be feeling very mentally limited, or also trying to expand your horizons more so when it comes to your love relationships. You might even be seeming very mentally limited or mentally imprisoned, and you're trying to break free from the mental prison, but you're not taking a lot of action to get out of it. You're just trying to get away from your negative emotions, and I get that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's really the guidance here, is that there's nothing wrong with trying to heal your emotions. I think that there's a chaotic energy about it, though, when you try to run away from your emotions, to run into karmic situations. So I would really check your intentions with the situations that you're in. How you look to others, you look kind of chaotic. You look like you're very sexually stimulated. You also look like you're mentally blocked. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, we're going to get into your rune reading. Okay, this is Perthro. This is what the rune is called. It's a representation of the unknown, also possibly a representation of fate. This rune specifically could also, to me, be related to the womb, because that's what the rune is relating to here. So this means a lot of things. You could be working very much with the energy of creation. You could also possibly be working a lot with the energy of procreation. You might what you might be stimulated by in the conscious mind is children, the desire to have children, the desire to have a positive home environment for the creation of children and things like that. You also might be stimulated to heal some of your own childhood wounds here, and that might be why you're feeling like procreation is the appropriate response to the problems that you're having. Like, you want to have children because you want to have a stable home environment, and children represent a stable environment. But I do want to also say, my guides just said this shit to me, and I'm sorry for cursing, but it's kind of strong. This channel is strong. Children are not a representation of a stable home environment, because children themselves do not create stable home environments, and they do not always universally come from stable home environments. They come from a large sexual appetite. My God, this is a channel, because I don't think this necessarily myself, but they're saying it comes from a large sexual appetite. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, and that's all I'm getting. That's all I'm saying, because that was strong, and it's very blunt. It's like it's almost kind of like you need to rein it in a little bit, and my guides are like, you need to rein it in a little bit. and you're really kind of jumping out without actually thinking about the consequences of your actions, especially in relation to running away from your problems. That's all I have for you, Libra. Hopefully this resonated for you. I'm sorry it was so blunt, but you know, it is what it is. Because if you notice, I don't really even edit these videos that deeply. If you like this reading or if it resonated for you, leave a like and a comment. Also, please subscribe to the channel and also follow me on my other social media. I would really appreciate it. That's all I have for you, and I'll see you in your next reading. Goodbye.